Hey everyone, John here from testprepinsight.com, and today I'm going to be covering 4 alternative options to getting your master's in data science. Now, you don't need me to tell you that going back to get a master's degree is an enormous investment in terms of both time and money. And for some, it just plain might not make sense from either a time commitment or financial standpoint. So that's why I've pulled together a list of 4 very affordable and practical education alternatives for you to boost your resume. So if you're ready, let's get to it. Alright, welcome back. So a quick outline for this video. First, just to set the stage, I'm going to break down the numbers around the average cost of a master's in data science. Then I'm going to run through each of my 4 education alternatives in detail. I'll be talking about specific MicroMasters programs as well as professional certificates. And then finally, I'll circle back for a quick conclusion and wrap up. And if at any point during this video you feel like you need more detail, be sure to check out the description below the video screen. I'll link a ton of helpful information and sources down there regarding master's tuition costs, as well as links over to the 4 alternatives that I'll be discussing. Alright, so let's dig in here on the cost of a master's degree in data science. So the total tuition cost for a 2-year master's program can range anywhere from $25,000 all the way up close to $100,000. Now, this of course depends on the school, the format, whether it's online or in person, the length of the program, whether you're in-state versus out-of-state, etc. And as you might imagine with any degree program, the tuition is greater at more prestigious schools. For example, the 16-month master's program at Carnegie Mellon, which many consider to be one of the top 5 data science programs in the nation, costs right around $80,000. And that doesn't even take into account secondary expenses like room and board, books, fees, supplies, or the greatest secondary cost of them all, opportunity cost. I mean, to complete your master's program, you're likely going to need to take 12, 18, or 24 months off from work. So if you're making an average of, say, $65,000 per year, right around the national average for those with a bachelor's degree, that could be another $65,000 to $130,000 in lost earnings. So in total, you very well could be looking at north of $150,000 all in to earn your master's in data science. Now, that is a lot of money. Not to mention, you're sacrificing a year to 2 years of your life to this educational journey. So if that kind of financial commitment makes your head spin or at least gives you pause, let's get into my alternative education options. And just to provide some context here, let me start by saying that my alternatives for you are comprised of professional certifications and MicroMasters programs, all from prestigious universities and Ivy League schools. Every year that goes by, highly specialized professional certificates and micro-degree programs gain ground on traditional degrees. Employers are starting to look more and more for this specialized training and certification within certain niches, and they give it real value on resumes, often finding it to be just as worthwhile as some full-fledged master's degrees. So with that in mind, let's kick it off with my first alternative, the MIT MicroMasters program in Statistics and Data Science. And for those of you out there wondering exactly what a MicroMasters program is, well, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a condensed version of a full master's. The micro program is comprised of a series of 5 graduate-level data science courses that are designed and carried out by actual MIT professors and lecturers. To be clear though, this isn't just sitting and watching a few pre-recorded lectures. This is a real online class experience. You get assignments at every class, and each course culminates with a virtual proctored exam that you need to pass in order to get credit for the course. And on that point of credits, not only do you get a degree certificate at the end of the program, but if you do feel so inclined to apply for a full-fledged master's program later on, the credits carry over to a number of universities across the globe, including the MIT doctoral program in social and engineering systems, which is pretty cool in my opinion. So it really is like a micro version of a whole hog master's in data science program. And just to quickly wrap this up, in terms of program length, the online MIT MicroMasters program takes about 14 months to complete, with a weekly commitment of 10 to 14 hours. So it is somewhat of a serious commitment, but overall still manageable, allowing you to stay in your current city, your town, keep your current day job, and take classes in the evenings and study on the weekends. But perhaps the best part about this program is the cost. I know earlier you heard me mention that most master's programs range anywhere from $25,000 up to $100,000. Well, this program cost a fraction of that at less than $1,500. I know, it's pretty crazy, right? So the bottom line, if money is tight or maybe you don't want to take on any more student debt or you're just looking for a practical, affordable way to learn new skills and boost your resume, then this program is an excellent option. And speaking of excellent options, the second education alternative on my list is the MicroMasters program in data science from the University of California, San Diego. This program is like the MIT MicroMasters program in a lot of ways. I mean, functionally, it's the same, with actual UCSD professors leading a series of graduate-level data science courses, each with regular classes, assigned homework, and final exams. And with the option to apply MicroMasters credits down the road to a full-fledged degree program if you so choose. But where the UCSD program starts to diverge from the MIT one is with the overall time commitment required from you. The UCSD program is comprised of just 4 courses, which most students complete in around 10 months with around 9 to 11 hours per week of studying. So overall, it's just a little easier and faster to complete than the MIT MicroMasters, which might be better for individuals who are working full-time or trying to balance raising a family. And lastly, as far as cost goes, you're looking at less than $1,500 for the entire program. So again, an incredible bargain compared to full-fledged degree programs. If you want to check out this MicroMasters program or the MIT one, I'll drop the links down below in the description for you so you can continue your research. Okay, now that I've covered the MicroMasters programs, let's get into a couple other types of education alternatives. First, starting with the Professional Certificate in Data Science from Harvard University. That's right, when I said Ivy League earlier, I wasn't lying. So this is another online program built around a series of classes from an elite university. But it's fundamentally different from the MIT and UCSD programs that I just discussed, in that the Harvard certificate is a self-paced program rather than a set study program with fixed class times. In other words, it's totally self-driven. That said, the typical student takes about 17 to 18 months to complete this program, but with just 2 to 3 hours dedicated each week to class time and studying. So overall, it's a much lighter commitment on a weekly basis. And finally, this Harvard certificate program is sort of focused more on skill building than on straight schoolwork. In other words, it's almost more like a workshop than traditional school classes and lectures. You'll be presented case studies and asked to use the R software environment throughout the program. But the result is the same, with you getting a certificate at the end and being able to slap the Harvard name on your resume. And finally, to round this out with cost, this program is very approachably priced at just under $1,000. Alright, on to the last education alternative on my list, and that's the Professional Certificate in Foundations of Data Science from UC Berkeley. But before I get into that, I should mention that every single month here at Test Prep Insight, we give away a $500 scholarship to one lucky subscriber, just as a way of saying thank you and to help ease the financial burden of higher education. It's super simple to enter. It's just a 3-step process that I'll throw up on the screen right here, and I'll also have all the details down below in the description. Like I said, it's real easy. It takes less than 10 seconds to enter, and hey, you could win $500 to help pay for a good chunk of the cost of one of these alternative programs we've been discussing. Anyway, back to the UC Berkeley program. And this is another rock-solid certification program that is highly affordable while still giving you some serious name recognition on your resume. It's built around 3 data science courses: computational thinking with Python, inferential thinking through simulations, and machine learning. And like the Harvard certificate program, it's self-paced, meaning you can just study when you can, nights, weekends, lunch breaks, whenever. That's one of the beautiful things about the format of these professional certificate courses. If you follow their suggested schedule though, expect it to take around 4 months, which is 4 to 6 hours of study time per week. Again, highly manageable here. And one thing I really like about this program is that it's focused on practical, useful skills that you can actually apply in your job and life in general. You'll learn how to analyze diverse sets of data and make predictions using machine learning. And finally, I'll end with price once more. For this UC Berkeley certificate, we're talking around $600, one of the better bang for your buck values out there in terms of alternative data science degree options. And I should note that you can almost always get discounted tuition on this certificate program with a coupon code or link. In fact, you can just about always find discounted rates on all 4 of the programs I've covered here today. So make sure to check out the description below. We'll do our best to round up those tuition discount links and codes to save you some cash if you decide to go this route. And that's all I have for you today. If you're on the fence about going back to grad school to get your master's degree in data science, I hope I was able to expand your horizons and open up your eyes to some other more affordable education alternatives that might be available to you. I know it's a big decision with a lot at stake, so you want to make sure you get it right. And on that note, don't forget to check out the description for links over to each of the programs that I talked about here today. There's a lot more info down there that you're gonna wanna check out during your research process. Once again, I hope you found this video helpful and you learned a little something. If so, make sure to return the favor by subscribing to our channel, liking this video, and dropping us a quick comment below letting us know what you think. That'd be really appreciated. And if you want to learn more about data science degree alternatives or degree programs, make sure to jump over to our website, testprepinsight.com, or check out the rest of the videos on our YouTube channel where we have a ton of great content. As always, thanks for watching, best of luck, and we'll see you in the next one.